Barbershop from Newton, North Carolina, with your host, Dennis Lee, and co-host, Danny Hips. And you know, this your man, DJ P. Free, providing the sounds for your listening pleasure. Flips Barbershop Sports Talk. Let's go!
Episode 8, yeah. Y'all ready? All right, we on.
Good morning, folks.
Hey, let's do it.
Good morning, episode 8 of Flips Barbershop Sports Talk. Great day today, discussing a little bit of high school, college, and NFL action over the weekend. Had some pretty good upsets, and then had some great games this weekend, Danny.
Yeah, there was a lot of good games, and really it's that time of year everybody's starting to show what they got. And there's a few people out there, we'll talk about that a little more, but the road for some are looking good, and there's some forks in the road for others, and then there's a turnaround and go back road on there. So we'll talk about those teams.
Yeah, and the high school action is what, midway?
Wow.
Midway.
Hey, it's a lot, big games, probably the biggest game of the year last week. We'll talk about that one here shortly, and there's definitely a clear forefront team out there, and that's really what they're going to try to hold on to, but everybody else is chasing them right now.
Yeah, we're talking about Bunker Hill Bears, big win this past Friday night over West Lincoln. It was a tight game, and then they kind of went out in the fourth quarter and scored a couple more touchdowns and broke it out. Yeah,
the Bears have looked strong all year, and so has West Lincoln. Two different kinds of offense. They both really, really like to run the football. So the Bears did what they needed to do to get it done. They are definitely in the forefront of the standings. They're up by at least one game. There's some other teams out there that have one loss, and several teams that have one loss. So, it's kind of crazy if you look at it, folks like with those one-loss teams, like, for example, Maiden. They lost to West Lincoln. So now West Lincoln's got a loss, same as them. If Maiden would beat Bunker Hill, then they'd all three have equal losses. So it's a lot of stuff still left to play out. We'll see, but every week going down the stretch will be big, and that starts Friday night. No bigger rivalry in this area than the Maiden Bandys rivalry. I would say that back in the day, there were several other big rivalries between schools, but I think that's the biggest one that I could say.
Also, they're having a big old half and half at that Maiden Bandys game. I read today where it was up to $5,000.
Yeah, you in that then? We split?
Yeah, I got to get another one. I only bought one. I need to buy a couple more.
Yeah. Let's do that because, like Dennis said, it's $5,000. It's a 50-50 raffle. Both schools are selling raffle tickets. 50% of it goes to the winning ticket. The other 50% will be split by the two schools, and you can do it online. Kind of like, I think it was Crest that did that. I'm not sure.
Hickory just done one.
Yeah, not like Crest. Crest was over $200,000.
Wow.
So, wow. But I'd take $2,500 on the half and half.
Most definitely. Well, that Hickory one was the winner won $63,000.
Oh, wow. That's nice. I think they got to start early, though. They started this one a little late.
Yeah. Another big win was the Lincoln Wolves over the Bandys Trojans. It was tied, at halftime, and Lincoln broke the game out in the second half. So that was a big win for Lincoln.
So I said this last week and again Friday night. Lincoln is coming on strong, and I don't think, there's some teams out there that you feel like you're better than them, but you really aren't excited about playing them because they could jump up and bite you a little bit. And the Lincoln Wolves, I think, are very athletic, and in the past couple weeks they are putting big points on the board, and they really had a huge game, and I think they won like by 21, right?
Yeah, they're a scary team. Another big win was Maiden had a big win over West Caldwell, but Newton Conover had a big win over East Burke.
So that was a comeback too, just so you know, a couple comebacks in Friday night. East Lincoln came back, and Red Devils from Newton Conover came back, and I tell you, that took a lot of grit. You got to stay in the fight and stay in the game, and they were able to pull that off. But as you listen to the scores come through during the night, it was a tough ride for both of them, but they overcame it.
Yeah, but also a couple this week, Danny. This week we got, like you said, a big rivalry game, Bandys and Bunker Hill. Bandys and Maiden.
Yeah, so Bandys has had I think, a pretty good season. Every time I'm listening to the stats and all those things, it sounds to me like they really like to air the football out. I think that the Blue Devils played West Caldwell this Friday night. I don't think that the Blue Devils have played their best game yet. I think they're picking it up. The defense, I think, is coming around. The offense is effective, but they've had a few hiccups here and there. So I think that Coach Byrne will get them online and get them all where they need to be, but they're not there yet. And really, that's the big fear of most high schools around here. Sometimes schools and football teams peak a little too early. And where you really want to peak is right as you're cruising into those last 2 or 3 games, building that momentum to go through the playoffs. And right now the Blue Devils need to get to that point. And I think that there are a couple other teams who are already there. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, we're halfway through the season?
Over halfway through the season. Yep.
So it's gonna be a good rest of the conference games. What, about 4 more games in the conference, and then
so look at the schedules. They're crazy. So again, I'll start with what I know. The Blue Devils of Maiden still have to play Lincolnton. They're playing Bandys this Friday night. They still have to play Newton Conover, and they still have to play Bunker Hill. Am I missing somebody?
No, that's the name you name. That's a gauntlet for the Maiden Blue Devils.
I mean, think about that. So they need to win the conference. I think they have to run the board. I don't think you're going to win the conference championship with 2 losses.
No, so I think if I'm not mistaken, it's Bandys. Then they play Bandys this week, Bunker Hill next week, Lincolnton, and then finish off with Newton.
Man, talk about back-to-back big games. You got Bunker Hill and West Lincoln last week, Maiden Bandys this week, and then you got Bunker Hill and Maiden at Bunker Hill. And, you know, there's a streak out there. I'm not trying to poke the bear, no pun intended. I'm not trying to poke the bear, but the biggest deal for the Bunker Hill Bears is they've exhibited their ability to play football. Now, it's right between the ears that they got to figure it out, because 34 years, is that right, Dan?
Yeah, 34 years. 34 years they hadn't beat Maiden.
Wow. Yep. So that's a big streak, and sometimes you can let that creep into your head. But I know that it'll be a huge game this Friday night, big crowds at both places, which I like to see. Coming out of COVID, it's really good to see people back out and enjoying themselves and watching high school football. And I just want to put this in here. You watch the news, you see a lot of crazy stuff going on in the bigger towns, bigger cities. You know, our folks know how to act at a football game. We don't have a lot of that crazy stuff that you see going on down the road, and I'm thankful that we have good communities and good people who go watch kids who have invested their time and energy into playing sports.
Yeah, Danny, and we'll have some. We'll be taking a week off, and then our next episode would be the following Saturday, not this Saturday, following Saturday, and we will have local high school coaches coming by and talking about next 2 Fridays games.
So, when we get back with them in a couple of weeks, a week from now, or 2 weeks from now, it'll be a lot of intensity, because it'll be win and make it in, or lose and go home.
Yep. So. Then I'm a little remind everybody about our PS5 Madden tournament on October 21st, Saturday, October 21st. Don't forget it's double elimination, and first place prize gets 150, second place prize gets 50. I've got several guys already signed up. Don't forget, hey, it's going quick, so sign up as fast as you can. We're going to take a small break. When we get back, we're going to talk a little bit of college football. We'll catch you on us on the flip side. All right. Welcome back. Talking to little college football, had some upsets this weekend, Danny, and the big one was not an upset, but the big win was for Notre Dame at Duke Saturday night. That was a great game.
So it was a great game, and I was a little worried about that point spread. You know, the Dukies were getting 6 points. Notre Dame beat them by 7, so just by the skin of their teeth. But I tell you, it was a very classy football game. I thought everybody played hard, played good. A couple breaks here and there, and it could have went the other way for Duke, but they really started off slow, not really what they wanted. I'm sure they wanted to come out of the gates hot, but kind of fell behind. But at the end of the day, I felt like the front line, the offensive linemen from Notre Dame were just really big and able to pound the football down the stretch when they needed to.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And they got a great offensive line. Another big game was Colorado and USC. I mean, that was a great game.
Hey, hats off to Colorado on that. I know everybody's on that bandwagon, but I will tell you that they could have folded up the shop and took it home, but really scored that last touchdown, went for that onside kick, was unable to get it, but you know the spread on that was like 21 points.
Yeah.
So they definitely played well within that. The crazy game for me was the LSU game. What was the total score? Like 120 or something?
Yeah,
like that?
it was pretty high. It was up
nuts.
there. It was
no
up there.
defense whatsoever.
No.
So the teams that I see looking good in college, Dennis, I think that I was impressed with the Oklahoma Sooners. Their defense, they're kind of stepping up, but they seem to fizzle out. I don't know how much faith I got in them, but if I had to look, Georgia, number 1 team in the country, struggled a little bit, and they got the W and they got it done, but Texas looks really impressive to me.
Yeah, they do.
And Michigan.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't know what your top 3 is, but for me, it would probably be Georgia, Texas, Michigan, or maybe even Texas flipping on Georgia. But
Yeah,
we'll
a lot
see.
of teams got Texas at the top. A lot of picks, but I think it's still Georgia. You gotta beat the champ to beat the champ a champ. So I still put Georgia up there. I put Texas ahead of Michigan. Texas
is tough. They're loaded. Flip's been telling us that from day one, and I believe he's right. And I will tell you that I'm not dogging Texas, but I think their schedule is going to be a little easier down the stretch than Georgia's is.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
They could definitely get a bit late in there, and it could get a little different. But I think they're definitely going to be one of the Final Four, and I think those 3 will be in that Final Four.
And USC's up there in the top 10. So that USC, I think who else is in the top 10? Danny, you got up there?
Let's see what we got. I got Ohio State's in the top 10.
Oh yeah, Ohio State.
Yep, they're. I mean, you know, they beat Notre Dame. The game this week I'm interested in will be the Kentucky game. Now, who are they playing this week? Aren't they playing Georgia?
Yeah, they are playing Georgia.
You know, they played well against Florida. Florida's a little in and out. USC at number 9. They look pretty strong.
Yeah.
That was a tough game. We just talked about that in Colorado. Texas is number 3. Michigan's number 2. Missouri, they're in the 20. Oregon's still out there.
Oregon,
so they're at number 8. Oklahoma's creeped up to 12. Notre Dame's top 10 also. Washington, nobody's talking about Washington.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, they struggled a little bit with Arizona. They won that 31-24, but they're doing pretty good as well. But, you know, there's a lot of teams out there, and it'll be interesting. To me, the big question is who's going to be that 4th team? And that's where it's going to be tricky.
Yeah, but it's the college football is getting exciting right now, so we'll see. I think the BCS picks are coming out next week. After this week, it'll be next week, couple weeks. So it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I think if I had to go with it now, I think it's going to be Georgia. I think it's going to be Texas. I think it's going to be Michigan. And unfortunately for me, I think it's going to be Ohio State. I don't see anybody. Michigan and Ohio State game will be a game that probably determines which one of them is going to be 3 or 4 or 5.
For some reason, I still think, I know that they ain't the Alabama of old, but I still think Nick Saban will have Bama in the running for. I mean, they've only got one loss, and they're in the SEC though. But I think
so. People don't believe this, but I believe that ticket sales has a part of it, and Alabama has a tremendous following, and I think that on occasion they get a little favoritism. But hey, they're going to have to win them all out though, for sure.
Yeah, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun last several weeks of college football coming up, and see where the BCS rankings are, and we'll go from there.
Hey, Dan, I see Steve Henry over there on the pool table. You know, we got everything in the barbershop, and he got the leveler with him, man. He ain't playing around.
No.
I feel like somebody beat him, and he's trying to figure out how it happened or something like that. Steve.
No, by the way, hey, look, hey, is there any way, Pat, that we can get look at this floor Flip just put in for the barbershop? Is there any way we can get a view on that on the floor we got now? And then that's why Steve's here, to make sure the pool table is level. To make sure the pool table is level. Right, Steve?
You got that right, brother. You can't mess with a table that's unlevel. You got to get your balls and make sure they're going straight down and coming straight back. And another thing, I just want to let you guys know. How about them Cowboys?
We getting there, Steve. We getting there.
We're so glad to hear that, Steve. Hey, Steve, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Last weekend here, you could have heard a pin drop. Like it was.
Hey, Steve wasn't here. Steve didn't show up last week.
Listen, there's a bunch of people that didn't show up. I mean,
it's a saying sometimes. You know, we all have a bad day, and not only on the football field, we have them right out here in real life. So we got to understand situations. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it don't. But when things going good, hey, it's good. So I can accept the loss.
Steve, I just want you to know we're going to have to change that saying. You know, sometimes people can have a bad day. Sometimes teams can have bad decades. I'm just saying, it's been a while since y'all got there. This is your year. You better do it this year.
Well, what I got to say to that, it's a prediction.
Prediction. You never know, do you?
We all can sit here and predict whatever we want to. I'm not going to tell you the Cowboys going to go ahead and go to the Super Bowl.
Well, you the one of
But
them.
I'm going to tell you they're going to try to play to get there.
Hey, they got a good
true.
team. I ain't
That's
going to
true.
lie about that. They got a good team.
But no, hey, a little breaking news. Flip said that we're actually in a little, I don't know when, but very soon there's going to be a pool tournament here hosted by Flip's Barbershop.
Who's going to be the number one seed? That's what
we don't know. Right? My choice is Steve Henry or Flip Connor. Okay, but
Flip.
Hey, look at the. Hey, Pat, can you take a look at the floor for us? Steve, give Steve the mic so he can tell us what he's doing over there at the pool table. Steve, take that mic, please.
I just want to let you know, my nephew been knocking my socks off.
He been
beating
you.
been doing it because I've been allowing him to do it.
Okay.
But when it come down to the rubber meet the road, I can show him up.
When it's on the line,
and he knows that.
Steve's like that.
I don't
man.
want him to get his head too big right now because I know how that is.
You trying to tell us
When
that
your head
big
grow a little bit, you can't put the helmet on.
big players make big plays in big games? That's what you're telling me.
That's what I'm telling you.
That's what I like to hear.
Steve said, "Put the money up," and he shows up for real.
That's right. Yeah. Go work on that
Steve,
pool table.
Right now,
Tell us what you're doing over there.
Right now, I had to come over here and level the table off because my nephew brought in some guys that they didn't know how to handle the table. So
They wasn't
gonna
sitting on
straighten
it and all
out to
that,
where
was
the
it?
balls can roll like they supposed to. And that's where I'm going to get my nephew on there, and I'm going to show him what it'll really do.
There you go. You had it here first at Flip's Barbershop. Pool tournament coming soon.
Yeah, pool tournament coming soon at Flip's Barbershop. So hey, we having a PS5 Madden tournament, a pool tournament, and I'm sure we're gonna have a cornhole tournament very soon also.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So hey, Flip's Barbershop is just not a barbershop, but we host all kind of events. All right, we host all kind of events. All right,
we might turn into ping pong.
Oh man, let's not bring the ping pong tables out here.
Man,
Bud Farley was one of the best.
it was.
But hey, don't forget October 21st, PS5 Madden tournament. All right, October 21st. Let's take a small break and we'll catch you on the flip side. Good. Welcome back. Welcome back. Well,
We got them riled up. It's time to go into that NFL. That's the big talk right now.
first of all, a couple comments. Kai, how you doing, baby? Love you. And I appreciate everybody watching. So now we're going to jump into some NFL talk over the weekend. Some games that was played. Danny?
So I'm going to go back to what I said. I think there's a couple teams, 2 or 3 of those, who are definitely the leaders of the pack. And then I think that there's some people who are playing pretty good, got some work to do. And then I think there's some people out there who their season is done. I mean, there's some good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's go with the good first. Let's go with the good first.
Danny, we got a comment by Brian Stacks. He put, "Man, damn them Bills. My fans will be back too."
So I was so happy about our boy up there. You know, we had him on air last week, and you want to talk about that, Dan?
Luke Bowe.
Luke Bowe had to be happy, man. I was happy for him, but
he sent me a text. Actually, when was it? Early Monday morning. I ain't responded to him yet, but Luke Bowe, yeah, we know your Bills look phenomenal Sunday, and you said it. We said there's nobody out there that actually Danny made a comment.
So
nobody could stop the cheetah.
So yeah, I said to win, to beat Miami, somebody's going to have to figure out how to stop Tyreek, and you know what? They figured it out. But I would tell you, the Bills were clicking on all. I mean, defense, offense, running the ball, throwing the ball. I mean, they really dominated that game. So I was not just surprised that they won, but I was really surprised that the Dolphins rode back on that plane and they were awful quiet. I guarantee you.
But I think they're gonna bounce back. Also, Brian Stacks said them Bunker Hill Bears are looking good too. So yeah, we've been talking about them Bunker Hill Bears. They was the preseason favorite, and they've shown it. They've shown it. So
they walk the walk, talk the talk. You
Yeah.
know, they did what they got. But I will tell you, they got some more playing to do.
But it's been said here they got. I think the win streak, like Danny said, the win streak is 34. So I think if they can beat them Maiden Blue Devils, I think.
Yeah, so that, and then I think they can't let up on one of them Friday nights when they're looking ahead at another game. They got to stay intense and they got to stay fired up about it. But hey, kudos to them. Last year I thought they had a great year and a great team. Came up a little short in the playoff run, but this year it seems like they're clicking on all cylinders. And you know, kudos to that team and to that coaching staff and all the folks that have put in that hard work. But they got some big games coming down the road in the next few weeks, and I'm sure it'll be crowded.
Speaking of Luke Bowe, let me read you his text that I got. Yeah, Monday. It was Monday at 7:49 a.m.
I better raise my feet.
Said, what did I tell you about them Bills? Too easily, in my opinion. They are number one. Stop that so-called impossible. Stop offense of the Dolphins. And I know Danny said no one has an answer for the cheetah. We shut him down yesterday.
Yes,
he
did.
always disappears against us. The last thing he said, Bills still run the East.
Bills Mafia runs the East. I heard it.
You can't tell Luke Bowe nothing except the Bills are good and the Bears suck.
So we're going to talk about that in a minute. So let's talk about those other teams that are out there. So let's talk about your Eagles. So I don't think that the Eagles are maxing out, nor should they be at this point in the season. I think that they still got a few things to work on, but you know, Antone Ikard's in here talking to us earlier, and I think he's right on it. The offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles, I watched them when they played my Bucks and just stuck it down our throat. But with that offensive line, it's going to cure a lot of things that they're not really touching on just now. But they're hitting. If they actually do get clicking on all cylinders, it's going to be hard to handle. But they are beatable. Let me tell you now. Them Commanders had a chance.
Oh, yeah, they had a real good chance.
So I really was sitting there and I was listening to the game and watching the game, and I was like, man, I would go for 2, Dan. They get that, you know, Sam Howell throws a touchdown, no time on the clock. They're down by 1. That would have been the perfect time to go for 2.
To go for the win.
Yeah, I mean, because Philadelphia, they won it at the end with a field goal. We all know how it went down. But the the Commanders had a chance right there just to take it off the board, go for two, and knock it out.
But
They didn't.
saying the sun don't shine on the same dog all the time.
No.
hey, a W is a W, and
So the Eagles are one of those teams, all right? So let's talk about those other teams. Kansas City, they're rolling, right?
yeah,
I mean, they didn't look good. I mean, let me tell you, they're sputtering too. So Mahomes threw how many interceptions? 3 or 4. He did not look great. The timing was a little off. So to me, they're kind of just like those Eagles. They're playing good enough to win, but they ain't who they have been in the past.
But I'd rather be playing bad right now.
Well, we
instead
said
of-
it just a
instead
while
of
ago.
being
You
better.
don't want to peak too soon.
Yeah.
But if they don't tighten up a little bit, somebody's going to get them on one of those games.
Yeah.
The Commanders should not be tied up with them at the end of regulation. You know, my brother was on the chat last week, and he said that the Commanders are going to give up 30 points every week. Guess what they gave up this week?
He was right. He was
Yeah,
right.
he's right. And that defense, the Commander defense, is the worst defense ranked in the NFL. So, all right, so we got the Eagles.
Hey, well, the two undefeated teams in the NFL are us, the Eagles, and the San Francisco 49ers. Now,
So-
they look legit. They look really good.
So
They look
they're
really good.
clicking. For me, I think they are the team that's clicking the most.
Yeah.
And defensively, they might have the best defense out there.
Oh, yeah.
So, and that's a big game this week.
And
So,
we'll talk about their game this week. It's a Sunday night game, and we all know who will be playing Sunday night. The Dallas Cowboys. I'm sure we're going to hear enough about that.
yeah, let's go through the list right here and talk about who's playing who and how they're doing. So, the first game on my list is Thursday night, and it's the Bears versus the Commanders. I don't know who's going to watch that, but I will tell you that the Bears have struggled. They jumped out like they're back, but in the end, it fell apart.
It was up 28-7.
28-7, and it fell apart. Justin Fields looked a lot better. I think that they made some adjustments, helped him. In this game right here, I think that it's going to be tough. There's going to be absolutely zero defense in here. And, the crazy thing about the Commanders, I was watching them play the Eagles, and, who's Chase?
Chase Young.
Chase Young. The Commanders have got Chase Young, and for 4 plays in a row, they dropped him back into secondary to clear a zone in case they're throwing the football. He wasn't made to cover pass coverage. He was made to chase quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And so I think they're using him all in the wrong ways, and they got to get some pressure. You can't let Jalen Hurts stand in there at the caliber quarterback that he is and throw the football. But this game right here, I don't know what your bet's going to be, but you better pick over. Whatever it is, you better pick over.
Yeah,
all right, so the next one. So they're still in England. They went there last week. They're back there this week. Jaguars pulled off a good win last Sunday morning. And this Sunday morning, it'll be the same thing. So if you want to watch them Bills, you better get up early. They're going to be on TV at 9:30.
Sean still here?
9:30. It's the Bills.
Sean,
versus
9:30 in the morning.
Jaguars. So I don't think that the Jaguars can do anything with the Bills. Yep. I don't see the Bills falling to the Jaguars. So here's another one. The Patriots and the Saints, just so you know, last week that was the biggest loss that Bill Belichick has ever had. And we know who put the W on the Saints then. My Bucks beat the Saints last week. They're leading the NFC South. So that's Jaguars, Bills, and then we said the Saints and the Patriots. All right, then the next one, Titans and the Colts. Here's the big news right there. So the big news is Taylor is back this week.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's back. He seems like he's changed his mind and got a better heart about it, and maybe he's got a few bills to pay. I don't know, but he says that he's going to be playing Sunday. Yeah, I understand. That's it. That's the Commanders up there. All right, so Tennessee Titans, they played good against the Bengals. Bengals didn't really play good at all. But, we'll see how that game goes. Then this is probably one of the bigger rivalries in summer football. People around here don't talk about it much, but if you've ever been to that game, they take it serious. The Ravens and the Steelers.
Yeah, that's going to be
Yeah, that's going to be a right. To me, the Steelers are they're in trouble. They got problems. They are struggling bad. So, and then here we go, the Carolina Panthers. I think their season is done. They better do what they can do to try to learn something. I think they're done, along with a couple other teams, but they're playing the Lions, and I'm impressed with the Lions. I think the Lions have looked pretty good. They got some people who can run the football. They got 2 good running backs. I think Goff does not get the credit he deserves, and Amari St. Brown to me is top 3 wide receivers. So
Yeah,
I think
tough.
that the Lions against the Panthers will be.
I got a
loss.
question, Danny. Carolina Panthers, if they lose out, they get the number 1 pick.
They might pick a quarterback again.
They got Caleb Williams there waiting. He's basically the number 1 pick in the draft, but you just drafted Bryce Young. So what's going to happen?
So I think they would
Let's
trade
get some opinions
I
on
think
that.
they might trade that draft pick to somebody down the road.
Trade it down?
Try to
Trade it
get
down.
more picks, because I will tell you they need desperate players, and they better, honestly, if they're going to pick somebody, it should be on the offensive line, because they got no line. And listen, everybody's hard on Bryce Young, and I understand that. They talk about his size. He ain't got time to throw the football.
No.
People, and we're going to talk about some other people that ain't got time to throw the football. You know, one of them got sacked last night 11 times. That's ridiculous.
Wow, was it 11?
Ridiculous. Last night, Daniel Jones got sacked 11 times, and he about threw that many interceptions. But Bryce Young and the Panthers, I think they'll fall to the Lions. I don't see them winning many games this year.
No, but yeah, that's I was just thinking about it. Like, yeah, they'll probably get the number 1 pick.
Yeah,
According
so
to their schedule, they'll probably get the number 1.
So
pick.
let's talk about another rookie quarterback. Let's talk about Houston playing the Falcons next week. Stroud is really showing what he's got. He's not predominantly known as a running quarterback, but he has really came out with double barrels. He's got weapons on his arm and weapons on his feet. And Houston, to me, has been one of the bigger surprises this year. They have continued to play well. They were down to bottom last year, and I will tell you, they're very competitive, and that will be interesting. Moving down the list, we got the Giants versus the Dolphins. Now, let's think about this. The Giants could not have played any worse than they did. You know, I don't know if you watched that game, but, you know, when your head coach comes and shows you the plays on an iPad and throws it at you because you just threw like your 4th interception, you know that times are getting desperate and times are getting bad. And the Dolphins are coming off a butt whooping to the Bills. I do not see good things happening for the Giants this week.
No, I stopped watching it at halftime. I stopped watching it at halftime.
I think that the Giants are done for the season. I do. I think they might pull one off here or there, but they are definitely going to be bottom feeders here on out.
Man, I hate that for our two guys, two big Giants fans, Sherrod and Charles Ikard.
Man, I will tell you, I was worried about it because on my phone right here, I got an APB to all police departments. Right now, they got a missing person, and that missing person is Charles Ikard. They said that they ain't nobody seen him since the game last night. He ain't talking to nobody. They ain't nobody seen. They don't nobody know where he's at.
Charles Ikard, please call in if you can, please. Please call in.
Yeah, let us know. All right, Sherrod.
Hold on, we got some comments. We got a live comment. Sherrod want to come and comment about the game last night.
Yeah, because
we want to hear it in like New York Giants fans' eyes. We want to hear it in his eyes. Like Sherrod,
Look,
give us your
let's
opinion.
Just be honest. We all know I'm a Giant. Always gonna be a Giant.
Please be
But
loud.
we was straight dumpster juice
Dumpster
on the
juice.
field.
Dumpster juice.
Dumpster
I'm just gonna be
I ain't
real.
heard that.
What I need y'all to do is
Dumpster
hashtag the New York Giants. I want them to see this because I'm telling the truth. We was dumpster juice. I mean, hey, let's just be. I'm for real.
Steve, he said dumpster juice.
Yeah. That's bad as it gets, dumpster juice.
Yeah, hey, that's all you had to say. But listen, we're still waiting to hear from Charles Ikard.
Yeah.
We're on for about 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Charles, please.
If you find him, have him call in. Hey, so also let's run down this line: the Bengals and the Cardinals. So the Bengals last week, Joe Burrow struggling with that hurt calf, not very mobile at all. But they took a whipping too, and this game will be interesting. Nobody really talks about the backup quarterback for Arizona since their starting quarterback is out, but he's played pretty good. He's played pretty good.
Dobbs.
Yeah, Dobbs is playing pretty steady, and that should be a pretty good game depending on how Joe Burrow is doing. But the Bengals aren't quite what they were. You know, they're not throwing the ball downfield. He's really looking at one person, Jamar Chase. He's not really looking at the other folks, Tyler Boyd, all those other guys. And the running game isn't what it was. But then let's move to this one right here, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Rams.
That's going to be a tough one. It's hard to at L.A.
It's going to be a very physical game. I think that there's going to be, a lot of hitting going on and a lot of trying to run the football. I think whoever's able to establish that running game is going to win that one.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. We got a tough one.
All right, again, a team that's done. You can stick the fork in them. It's over. The Jets. Jets playing the Broncos this week. And,
Hey, they played Kansas City good though.
They did, but it's still a loss.
Yeah,
I
you're right.
mean, I will say this: their quarterback did play a little better than he has been, and their offensive scheme was a little better, but it's still a loss. And I think that they're going to have that year, and they paid a lot of money for Aaron Rodgers to sit up there in that booth and cheer them on.
Yeah, that's tough.
Chiefs and the Vikings, I don't think that's going to be a big worry. I think that Kirk Cousins is struggling some himself. He's got the number 1 wide receiver in the NFL. Threw a pick 6 right out the gate against the Panthers, but did do enough for them to come back and beat Carolina. But they will not be able to do that against this team here with the Vikings playing the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are looking to tighten up a little bit, get a little better. They didn't play great either, so I would expect that they're going to come out looking pretty good.
Yeah, that'll be a good game. I think that was going to be a closer game than what people think.
Yep, I'm going to go with the Packers and the Raiders. I'm curious to see if Garoppolo plays this week. I know that probably will make a difference for them. Josh Jacobs is a beast, though. I'm watching him. He's running hard. They're doing a lot of good things. They're not getting a lot of great results out of it, but that will be an interesting game with the Packers. But here's the one, Dan. Here's what everybody's waiting on. Let's talk about the Cowboys and the 49ers.
Cowboys at the 49ers, Sunday night, 8:20. Let's see some predictions on that one, Danny. Let's see some predictions.
All right, let's go around.
Let's go around. Let's start over there with
I'm gonna start with
the Blue Shark,
Yeah,
Steve
Blue
Henry.
Shark. First of all, is the table level now? Table's level.
I just want to let you know, 49ers have been a dominant team against the Cowboys for the last few years. Now it's our time. At defense, that the Cowboys, I'm going to tell you, they are unstoppable. I got to give it to my boy, number 11, Michael Pearson. The boy is bad. And believe me, the quarterback for 49ers, I got to give him his props. Purdy is really good, but he have not been hit yet. So to let you know, it's not going to be one no runaway ball game. It's going to be a tight ball game between the Cowboys and the 49ers. You heard it from
Give
the
us a
hard
score,
man.
Steve. Give us a score,
What's the
Steve.
score gonna
Give
be,
us a
Steve?
score.
What's the score going to be?
27-26.
27. Hey, I got one more question. Do you ever have nightmares about that time they played out there in the Super Bowl and they caught that in the back of the end zone? Yeah. Dwight Clark, from Charlotte, North Carolina. From Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's check everybody else. Flip, who you got? Now, I know you got the
Well, we
Cowboys.
know
Tell me what you
Flip
think.
got. Give us
What
a score.
score?
We need a score, too.
Let me see, 23-17.
23-17.
23-17.
Who he got winning?
Of course, Dallas. Come on, baby.
Okay.
All right, Sharon, who you got now? San Francisco, or are you going to get on the boat with these boys?
Go to Hades, you. I'm going to say San Fran just to go against them.
Yeah. I can see that happen. Okay, who you got?
I got Dallas, but in a close one, 21-10. Micah, 21-17, 21-10.
That's a
Micah
shutout.
Parsons. Look. San Fran, last minute, fourth quarter, trying to drive to end the game. Micah Parsons, sack.
Yeah, if you hold them to 10 points, y'all are somebody. I can tell you that right now. All right, Twan. So we got probably the number 1 defense in the NFL. San Francisco and Dallas got all the hype. What you got?
I got the 49ers 34-31.
Wow. 34.
Great,
That's
man.
a lot of points
I like
for two
that.
good
I
teams.
like that.
So the San Francisco 49ers have only given up like 70 points in like 4 games. So, yeah, so that's pretty good. Dan, who you got now?
I got San Fran 24, Cowboys 14. Yeah.
Wow, you do?
Yeah, I San Fran 24, Cowboys 14.
Wow. I will tell you, I think
It's at San Fran.
It's
at San Fran.
I'm going to go off the deep side, and I'm going to say that the Cowboys are going to knock them off because I think they're going to, because San Francisco's playing good. But I will tell you, to knock them off, they better stop CMC because he is gashing people.
If it was at Dallas now, I'd probably pick Dallas, but San Fran's at home. It's tough to win in Candlestick.
Yeah, I don't know, but I will tell you that Dallas has a good following all places, and there's no doubt about it.
Well, we're going to take a little small break, and then we'll get back at you, just a little bit more NFL action, and then we'll be done, Danny. Catch us on the flip side.
All right, we'll be back.
welcome back to Flips Barbershop Sports Talk. Just real quick, don't forget PS5 Madden Tournament October 21st. Register as soon as possible. Double elimination, first prize $150, second prize $50. All right, we're gonna go down the line now and predict these NFL games, and then we're gonna call it a day. Danny, ready? First game on Thursday night. On Thursday night, we got Chicago Bears at the Redskins. Commanders, excuse me.
Yeah, so I think the Commanders will take that. I think they're going to be like 31-24, something like that.
Okay, I'm going with you. I'm going with you. Barry Martin, I'm going with the Commanders this week. I got them 30-21. 30-21.
There you go.
Next game is Sunday morning, like Danny said. It's in where is it at?
In
Danny?
England.
In England. So that's gonna be. They got a good game.
Yeah.
Jacksonville at Buffalo.
So the spread on that's like 6 points, but I don't know that Jacksonville can stay with them that much, and I also don't know that Buffalo can play two games that consistent. But I'm going to go with Buffalo, and I'm going to go 28-21.
Okay. Yeah, I'm right behind you. I'm going with Buffalo also. Next game, Houston at Atlanta.
So Atlanta's probably going to be who everybody picks, but I'm telling you, I think Houston's on the rise, and they're doing a lot of good things, and it's a pick 'em. I'm going to take the Houston.
All right. I'm going with Atlanta at home. They're coming off a loss from England against Jacksonville, so I think I'm going to take the Falcons. Hometown, Carolina Panthers at Detroit Lions.
It's going to be ugly, whatever it is, and I think it could be double digits. I'm going to go 21-10, and the Panthers going to keep their losing streak going.
Yeah, I like Detroit in an easy win. Got another comment from Brian Stacks. Can anyone stop the 49ers? Can anyone stop the 49ers?
So we'll find out Sunday night, but I think that the defenses in this are going to be tremendous. I actually am thinking it's probably going to be a low-scoring game myself, but I think Dallas's defense is very formidable, and we know that San Fran's is, so I think it's going to be a defensive struggle, and I think the Cowboys can. Now, I don't know if they will, but I think they can do that.
I will say if 49ers put up big points against the Dallas Cowboys defense, then they're legit. They're legit. Which I think they're the number one team in the NFL right now, but
yeah, I think
if they score a lot of points against the Cowboys, yeah, they're doing something.
Yep.
And next game we got Tennessee Titans. This ought to be a good. Hey, this is a division game. Tennessee Titans at the Colts.
So I'm going to go with the Colts for a couple reasons. The Tennessee Titans have not played well. They played well last week. I don't know if they can do it 2 weeks in a row, Dan.
I'm going with Tennessee Titans. I'm going with Tennessee Titans. I like their defense. But,
yeah, I like them too. And the only thing I said about that, Taylor's coming back this week supposedly. I'm interested to see how he affects or impacts the football game.
All right, next game is New York Giants at Miami Dolphins.
It's going to be awful. I mean, awful. So I think we both got the Dolphins.
And most definitely.
I don't know what the spread's going to be. So
hold on, we got a guest on this.
I'm still a Giant.
So put a score on it. Put a score on it.
They're gonna drag us, but
yeah.
I can say that. You talking about awful? You can't say that.
I can say it. I watched it last night. They are awful last night.
Know we're doing
I don't know what they're
bad.
gonna do this week, but last night was awful.
It's like family. I can talk about them, but you can't. Okay?
I understand. I got it.
All
I
right,
got
let's
it.
get
I
that
got
right.
I got it. So I'll say that I think that the Dolphins are going to score like 34 points, and I would say that the Giants would probably score 17.
I'm predicting 42-21. 42-21.
Man, you doubled up on them.
Yeah. I don't think Giants got any defense for the Miami Dolphins, and they just come off a loss. Yeah, they're gonna run up the score on the Giants. Next game will be a good one. New Orleans at New England.
So Bill Belichick doesn't have the teams he used to have, but I will tell you that he will have a scheme. He don't usually get beat like he did last week either, and I feel like that I'm going to take the Patriots, and I think they'll play a little better, and they might start a different quarterback this week.
Yeah, Dallas Cowboys did gave Bill Belichick the worst loss he's had in the NFL.
He's ever had.
Yeah, so, but
and I got one of the best teams he's ever had.
No, I know, but I'm taking New England in that also.
I need New England to win. I need them NFC South teams to lose.
Yeah. Next game, Baltimore at Pittsburgh. That'll be a good game. Be a real
So
good.
it'll be a very physical game, but I see the Ravens walking with that one. I'd say 27-21.
I'm going with the Ravens also. I think it's going to be low scoring. I say 24-20. 24-20. Next game, 4 o'clock games. My boys, Fly Eagles Fly at LA Rams. I can say this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough game for us, but I think we'll come out with a 3-point win. Another field goal winner.
What score you got on that?
27-24.
Yeah, I don't think the Rams will score 24. I think it'll be like 27-20.
27-20. Okay. Next game, Cincinnati Bengals at Arizona Cardinals.
I don't think it's possible for the Bengals to play worse than they did last week. So I'm gonna take Joe Burrow again. Hopefully his calf is healed up and he's able to be a little more mobile than he was. But I'm gonna take him over the Cardinals.
Yeah, they're struggling. Both teams are struggling, but I'll go with Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. Next game, this ought to be a good game. New York Jets at Denver Broncos.
So Denver's had a couple injuries. You know, their running back is out again, but they got a couple guys out there. But I think that they're really adjusting some stuff and making some opportunities for Russell Wilson, who's lost a step. But I think that Denver will come out on top on this.
Yeah, I'm going with Denver myself. Next game will be KC at Minnesota Vikings. That'll be all the good.
Yeah, it's a 5-point spread. I don't think it's going to be close to that. I think that they win big, and I think it'll be double digits.
I'm going with the upset on this one, Danny. I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings at home.
That's a huge upset. I like it.
I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, I'm
there
going
will
with Minnesota
be.
Vikings.
Yeah, I picked Dallas. I mean, that's an upset. Yeah. I mean, come on, Steve. Give me something.
All right.
Come on.
Sunday night game where everybody be watching. Dallas Cowboys at San Fran, Danny.
So I'm going to take the underdog on that. I'm going to say that it's the Cowboys going to sneak up and bite them, and they're going to win like by 4, 28-24.
Okay, I got to go to a different direction.
I got to say this. The defense is what's going to dominate that game.
Absolutely.
For the Cowboys.
That's right.
Because I don't believe that 49ers going to score as many touchdowns as they had been.
How about their defense? They're number 1 in the NFL.
San Francisco defense?
Do you think Dak's going to score on San Francisco defense?
They're going to give Dallas a hard time because Prescott is not going to be one of those guys that can stand in the box and pass.
So here's what my bigger question is. So this weekend we watched them. They started off hot. They got 2 defensive scores the Cowboys did. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to get those I worry about where they're going to get their scoring from. Their defense is solid. So is San Francisco. San Francisco, I think, has more weapons on offense than Dallas does. But it is time. It is absolutely time for Dak and the big-name players to step up in this game.
Well, with Dak in the red zone, he's got to get better than what he has been.
Yeah.
Because every game that I have watched, it seemed like he's struggling more in the end zone, in the red zone, than he is anywhere on the field.
So I think we're struggling in this area, Steve. I think that everybody's keying on C.D. Lamb. When they get in that red zone, they're helping him over the top. They're giving him single coverage with some help. And I think that's where Dak looks at. He locks in on it. Man, they got a great tight end. They need to use him down in that red zone.
Oh, yes, they do. And Gallup he's going to pull his game up.
Yeah.
He will pull his game up.
But
they haven't been going to him as much as they had been. Now that he's back and he's healthy, I feel more now that they're going to go to him more because they know double coverage is going to be on Lamb.
Yeah.
But Steve did make a good point that Dak ain't going to be in the pocket. That's because he's going to be running for his life.
Yes, he's going to be running.
Hey, there's a big boy on that end over there in San Francisco.
He's going to be running.
He likes to tackle quarterbacks.
Is it Bosa?
Yeah.
Nick Bosa?
Yeah.
He's going to be chasing after him all day long.
But I will tell you, he ain't going to chase no more than Parsons is going to be chasing Purdy. It's going to be. Listen, they both better have their running shoes on to get that ball out of their hand quick because they're coming.
It's going to be a good one.
And here's another thing, too. When they double-team Parsons, I tell you what happened. That opened up for Lawrence and all the other linemen there to get in.
So I just want to tell you this part. Here's the part that messes everybody up. They plan to double team him. So we come out there, he's lined up right here. Me and Den's going to double team you. All of a sudden, he goes over here. They ain't got time to figure out a plan on double teaming, who's going to double team him, what we're going to do here. That's what's screwing everybody up. Parsons is very flexible from any position, and he creates havoc.
And he moves all over the field.
He does.
He plays safety. He plays on the line. And he's just everywhere on the field.
Hey, they ought to try him at quarterback. I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know. He probably could do that too.
They ought to give him the owner's job.
Yeah,
what you think, Steve?
Yeah.
Get rid of Jerry.
I think
give it
Steve would be a good GM for the Cowboys.
Yeah. No, I don't think Jerry want me up there in the box.
Jerry don't want nobody in the box. He will. Hey, he's the man with the money. He's gonna make all the decisions. All right,
yes,
who we
I
got
know.
left, then?
Well, thank you, Steve, for your comments. Last game, Monday night game, Green Bay at Las Vegas Raiders.
So Garoppolo is questionable. I don't know who they're going to have at quarterback. And the Packers, I think, have figured a few things out, and I think that Love is playing better than people think. I'm going to go with the Pack.
Going with the Pack at Las Vegas. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Green Bay also, Danny. I'm gonna go with Green Bay also.
All right, Dan. You got 3 games. I want you to tell me the best high school game you want to see this week, the best college game you want to see this week, and the best NFL game you want to see this week.
Well, obviously the high school, the Maiden Bandys game. College. Whoever is playing Georgia. Who's playing Georgia this week? They played Auburn last week.
So
SEC's tough.
Yeah, it is. So you got Maryland and Ohio State. That's not going to be good. See you, Steve. I don't know who they're going to have, but I will tell you probably. Yeah, go ahead. Yep. Yep, absolutely. Steve brought up the voting that's coming up. We're about a month away from that, but early voting is getting ready to wrap up here soon. Make sure that you go out and vote. There's a lot of folks running. And who are you voting for, Steve? Beverly Danner. She's a fine woman and has been a good representative. And I wish all the candidates the very best. I hope that they run a very classic and clean race, but definitely wish them all the best. Thank you for that tip, Steve.
Danny, the NFL game. Well, obviously, I'm looking forward to my Eagles. You know, we're playing at L.A., but obviously Sunday night, Dallas Cowboys and San Fran.
Yeah, Georgia is playing Kentucky, just so you know. So for me, the game that I want to see is Oklahoma versus Texas.
Oh, is that this week?
Yeah, that's
wow.
a state fair game, and Oklahoma's defense is playing a little better. Texas is loaded to the gills, and I'm curious to see. I think with a good defense like Oklahoma, we'll be able to see
That's
a little
usually
more.
a 12 noon game, too.
Oh, yeah. I can tell you right here. It's got a
12 noon?
It is a 12 noon
Oh,
game.
yeah. Wow. First game of Saturday.
Yep. It'll be
Oklahoma
a big
Texas.
game for sure. So for me, I'm with you. I'll be at the Maiden Bandys game. Crazy things happen in that game, and I like that. And I appreciate all the folks who participate in that. I would like to watch Texas, Oklahoma. And then with regard to the other games, I'll definitely watch the Cowboys and San Francisco
Yeah,
to see
that's
who
Sunday night game.
because I think they're both 2 of the top 5 teams in the NFL, and I really want to see who's the better team as they keep going week by week.
Yeah. As much as I dislike Dallas, I think their defense is top notch, and even with the loss of their cornerback, what is it, Stephon Diggs, Diggs kid. But San Fran's legit. So, but hey, folks, we will be taking a week off. Our next episode will be not this Saturday, the following Saturday, here live at the Barbershop, where we have local high school coaches coming by talking about last 2 weeks of Friday night games.
Hey, that'll be big because that'll be the day after Maiden Bunker Hill.
Yeah, that's going to be a big game. So that's
the Barbershop will be full. People will be chirping.
Yep.
It'll be on.
I think we're going to encourage to wear your gear, your Maiden high school gear that you want to wear that
Bring
Friday.
it on. Yeah,
So,
bring it on. We'll have the coaches here too. The coaches will be here. Give us some comments. Yeah.
Yeah. We got. Hey, earlier in the year we had, who was your top running back that you've ever seen watching. Actually, I got mine right here, Antone Ikard.
Yeah, so for me, There's a couple reasons that he was my favorite. I was there with him, coaching, going through all that. But my favorite part of my relationship with Antone is when they all used to come to my house and we used to play that game that y'all getting ready to play. And
Twan's never been good at it, though.
Twan was pretty good. Nintendo.
Yeah. That's way back. Yeah. Tecmo Bowl, yeah.
Hey, we didn't make the games. We just played it then. Don't be talking about how old it is. I mean, we just.
Hey, I'm there with him. That was my first. Bo Jackson running down the sideline.
I will tell you, we had a house full. I will tell you this, that them boys eat me out of house at home with my house. I ain't gonna lie, my grocery bill was high.
But no, on a serious note, like this young man, well, we ain't young no more, but I used to love watching him, and my dad loved watching Antone Ikard.
So everybody talks about the great runner he was, and he was All-State. He was absolutely the North Carolina leading rusher. Broke the record. Phenomenal. We had a phenomenal team. He had a great group of guys blocking for him. But my best memory of Antone was not running the football. My best memory was we were playing at West Lincoln, I think, and this guy come around the corner and he grabbed him and sent him like a whirly-bird helicopter about 10 yards. And matter of fact, it's the only penalty I've ever seen that a referee called tackling someone too hard.
Yeah.
The referee called that penalty, and when we asked him what the penalty was, it was that he tackled him too hard. That was my favorite play, Twan.
Hey, but we got him here, and we're lucky finally to get him on the podcast. But he has a comment about the Maiden Bandys game coming up.
Yeah.
So tell us a little something, Twan.
Hey, first off, I want to thank y'all for allowing me to speak on y'all mic today, and mainly I want to talk about the Maiden Bandys game this week. It's a big week for the Maiden Blue Devils. Big week.
Capital B, big.
And me and Danny go way back here. We was playing Tecmo Bowl.
That's right.
So
who else was over there? There's a lot of people over there.
There was a lot of us playing Tecmo Bowl back then. But I want to talk to Danny about when we went down to Clemson and they played Florida State. You, Melinda.
Yeah.
Wasn't that just some wow?
So it was the craziest thing. So we took Antone and also Brent Jenkins. We took him with us, and we went down to this football game, and it was the first night game at Clemson for like 40 years.
Yeah.
And, man, it was crazy. Look, I'm getting goosebumps, John. They turned the lights out, and the fire was coming out, and they running down the hill of the rock. Everything was great right up to the end. And what happened was we didn't really think there would be a problem getting a hotel. So we couldn't find a hotel after the game. There was like 82,000 people there, and we were like on the front row. So I was trying to find us a place that we could stay, and I wasn't getting any success. And my spouse was really upset because she didn't like. So we stayed. I'm not making this up. We stayed in a motel called the Thunderbird.
I had to do it, y'all.
So pass the word, Thunderbird. So listen, we took the Nintendo with us, and we hooked it up in the hotel room. And I remember what she said. Y'all playing Tecmo Bowl, and I'm looking out this window, and there are bars on the door. There are bars on the window. So times have changed. We stay a little better. I learned the lesson. I'll make some reservations now before I go. But
I think Melinda made that change. No more Thunderbirds.
It's all right. I don't think he lived out there nowhere he used to live anyway.
No.
Golf course. I'm pretty sure he don't live out there anymore.
No. But I will tell you this. She really almost slept in the car wrapped in a blanket.
That's right.
Well, that's a good story. That's what we love. But
all right,
what's your prediction this week?
Well, I got to go with the Blue Devils. I'm a Blue Devil to heart.
True.
So Maiden Bandys, everybody come out and let's do this 50-50 thing they got going on.
By the way, it's already reached $5,000 right now.
Yeah, let's really put some money in there and let's have a good time. Maiden Bandys game.
So when you do come out, look on that wall of fame over there, and you'll see number 34. He's over there on that wall, and it's well deserved. And really, what a tremendous legacy for the Ikard family. All the families in Maiden. We got a lot of folks who have really showed up big over the history of Maiden Blue Devil football, and the Ikards are definitely one of those groups.
And I thank everybody. We had a good team, and we, it was a lot of good guys on that team. Danny was the coach, and we done, it's 30 years. It's actually, we just had a 30-year class reunion.
That's right.
And
And that was
You
the
know.
last team that made it to a state championship game.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yep.
last time in 30 years. So,
And should have won it.
well,
I
it's
mean,
tough.
a play here or there, it went the wrong way. But
Yeah.
you know what?
We
had
were
a
so
great team.
excited. Everybody's so excited being there. I think.
We had big eyes.
Yeah.
But thank you, Twan, for stopping
yeah.
by to see us. And like I said, folks, we'll be back. We'll be back next week. Not this Saturday coming up. Next Saturday. And don't forget PS5 tournament. Don't forget October 21st. We'll catch us again on the flip side. Thank you, folks, for watching.
Florida State just actually came in the conference.
Yeah. Clemson wore them purple uniforms.